Have you ever quietly sat down, looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered, am I aging gracefully or unknowingly shortening the time I have left? After age 70, time no longer passes unnoticed. Every morning you wake up, every time you step out of bed, every complete meal, they all become precious moments. And at this age, some people still walk briskly, greet others with joy, and keep a sharp memory as if they were still 50. While others at the same age feel more forgetful, weaker, more fatigued, slowly withdrawing into silence. So what makes the difference? The answer lies in seemingly small signs. Your ability to maintain balance, the strength of your grip, your walking speed, whether your sleep is deep or restless, your eating habits, your emotional resilience, and especially the social and emotional connections you still maintain. These things not only reflect your current health, but also serve as a map pointing to your remaining quality of life and longevity. In today's video, we'll explore 7 subtle but powerful signs that scientists, doctors, and people who've lived well into their 90s have all confirmed as true markers of longevity. If you can still do many of these things, congratulations. You're aging beautifully. And if not, don't worry, because starting today, you can change. We're here to walk with you, one small step at a time, each one powerful enough to change the course of your later years. 1. The ability to stand on one leg. A subtle message from your body about longevity. At 73, Mr. Raymond, a retired engineer living in Oregon, still takes a morning walk around his neighborhood every day. But recently, when his doctor asked him to try standing on one leg for 10 seconds without holding on to anything, he laughed and thought, too easy. Yet after just 4 seconds, he began to wobble. By the 6th second, he had to lower his foot to avoid falling. That moment left him more puzzled than surprised. I thought I was still strong. Turns out I'd lost something without even noticing. Did you know? The ability to balance, especially being able to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds, is far more than a simple test. Numerous scientific studies have shown that older adults with good balance tend to live longer, are less likely to develop dementia, and are at a significantly lower risk of serious accidents like falls, fractures, brain injuries, or extended hospital stay. Balance is the result of a delicate coordination between your brain, nervous system, and muscle strength. When any of these 3 systems begin to weaken, you start to lose stability when walking, turning, or standing up. The dangerous part? It often happens gradually, silently, without you even realizing it. If you've recently noticed that you reach for the wall while walking down the hallway, need to hold on to a chair to put on your shoes, or get out of bed slowly to avoid dizziness, your body might be gently warning you. It's time to rebuild the steadiness in your legs. The good news is, you can absolutely improve it. Every day, spend 2 to 3 minutes practicing standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, washing dishes, or waiting for the kettle to boil. Try the heel to 2 walk, as if you're walking a straight line. Or do a few simple Tai Chi moves to help improve coordination. Try it right after watching this video. Stand up, lift 1 foot off the ground, and count silently. If you can't reach 10 seconds, don't get discouraged. What matters isn't where you are now, but where you're heading. Every second you add is one more day of healthier living you're gifting yourself. And if you found this tip helpful, don't forget to comment with the key word, I can still stand strong, so we know you're still standing tall, both physically and mentally. And remember to subscribe to the channel so you never miss more practical guidance on how to live longer, live better, and live with purpose. Grip strength. The handshake that quietly reveals your lifespan. When you shake someone's hand, have you ever noticed whether your grip still feels firm? Does it feel confident and strong, or slightly shaky and weak? To others, it may just seem like a polite gesture. But to geriatric doctors, it's a subtle longevity test that most people overlook. Mr. Harold, 78, from Minnesota, is a vivid example. He used to be a strong man, able to fix the roof by himself, open even the most stubborn pickle jars, and give handshakes that left people surprised by his grip. But in recent months, he began to notice he couldn't unscrew a water bottle, and every time he carried grocery bags, his hands would go numb. as if they had lost all strength. At first he thought, maybe it's just aging. But when he saw a doctor, he learned that a decline in grip strength can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, poor circulation, and even a higher risk of cognitive decline. Weak hands aren't just about physical strength. They are a reflection of your body's overall health. Many studies have confirmed seniors aged 70, 80 with strong grip strength tend to live longer, have fewer hospitalizations, and maintain their independence better than those with weaker grips. Hand strength indicates your ability to grasp, to take care of yourself, and indirectly reflects how well your nervous system and brain circulation are functioning. The good news is, you don't need heavy weights or complex machines to improve. Start with simple daily activities: squeeze a rubber ball, wring out a washcloth, or carry a water bottle while walking. You can even test yourself after meals. Try opening a familiar food jar. If it feels harder than usual, take it as a gentle reminder from your body that it's time to give your hands a bit more attention. And if you can still shake someone's hand with enough strength to say, "I'm still strong," then congratulations. You're holding onto a valuable marker of healthy aging that many overlook. Share in the comments, "I still have my strength," if this resonates with you. And leave a message for your peers, reminding them that age doesn't take strength away unless we let it. 3. Walking speed. A simple pace that may predict your lifespan. Have you ever noticed yourself slowing down? Not because you're admiring flowers or enjoying the breeze, but because your legs just aren't as agile as they once were. That's not just a sign of aging. It could be a key indicator of your overall health and potential lifespan. Take a real-life example. Mr. Joe, 75, lives in North Carolina. Every morning he walks around his neighborhood, not too fast, but steady. His stride is consistent and confident. When he crosses the street, he doesn't worry about making it in time. When climbing stairs, he still does it, slowly, but steadily. His doctor once joked, "If you keep walking like this, 90 will be just the beginning." In contrast, his friend Frank, also 75, has started to struggle with walking in recent years. He slows down, needs to pause when going uphill, and sometimes feels dizzy when turning or changing direction. Frank thought it was just fatigue, but in reality, an unusual slowdown in walking speed can be an early sign of physical decline, cardiovascular issues, and even cognitive impairment. Studies have shown that seniors who walk slowly after age 70 have more than double the risk of mortality compared to those their age who walk at a faster, stable pace. Why? Because walking combines many systems: leg muscle strength, blood circulation, balance, mental sharpness, and even the emotional lift that comes from physical movement. But here's the good news. Walking speed can improve within just a few weeks if you're determined. Start by walking 10 minutes each morning with a steady, confident pace. If needed, choose a familiar route with good lighting and level ground. Every step you take is a quiet declaration that you're not slowing down. You're still moving forward with energy and hope. And if you've made it this far into the video, I invite you to share how many minutes do you walk each day. Write it in the comments. Not just to acknowledge your own effort, but to inspire others in the Senior Life 365 community. 4. Nighttime sleep, a mirror reflecting your daytime health. Have you ever gone through a sleepless night only to find your entire next day sluggish, your mind foggy, and your motivation gone? Sleep may seem like just a break, but in reality, it's the most important time your body has to heal and restore itself. Take the story of Mr. Sam, 76, who lives in Oregon. Sam has maintained a steady nighttime routine. He goes to bed at 9 p.m., turns off all electronics, cracks open a window for fresh air, and meditates for 5 quiet minutes before lying down. The result? He sleeps soundly for 7 hours each night, wakes up without an alarm, feels refreshed, and says it's like his body gets recharged every night. His longtime friend Graham, also 76, experiences the opposite. Every night is a battle, tossing and turning for hours, waking up at 3 a.m. unable to fall back asleep, and spending the next day exhausted, irritable, and unmotivated. After a checkup, his doctor told him, "Not every health issue shows up in lab results, but your sleep quality, that's the real concern." Numerous studies show that seniors over 70 who maintain deep, regular, and natural sleep patterns are significantly less likely to suffer from heart disease, memory decline, diabetes, and depression. In contrast, chronic insomnia can be an early warning sign of disrupted circadian rhythms, prolonged stress, or even neurological damage. But here's the good news. Sleep is something you can improve intentionally. Start with simple steps. Reduce blue light exposure before bed, avoid eating heavy meals after 7 p.m., practice light meditation or reading, and most importantly, go to bed at the same time each night as a gentle message to your body that it's time to rest and reset. If you sleep well tonight, not only will your body thank you, but so will your future. And if you found this topic meaningful, please hit like to support the channel and comment below. I will start sleeping earlier from today as a small but powerful promise to live longer and healthier. 5. Appetite and eating habits, a quiet message from your immune system and brain. Have you noticed that as you age, meals no longer taste as good as they used to? Some people eat very little simply because they don't feel hungry, while others choose foods that are soft and easy to swallow just to get the meal over with. But this seemingly minor change may actually be an early warning sign. Let's meet Margaret, 74 years old, living in Vermont. She still keeps the habit of cooking for herself every day. Even though she lives alone, she enjoys preparing a proper breakfast with eggs, vegetables, and a glass of homemade juice. Lunch is a hot soup and salad with olive oil, and dinner is simple but full of nutrients. I don't eat well because I'm picky, she says with a smile. I eat well because I love my body. In contrast, there's Susan, the same age, whose meals usually consist of a dry slice of bread, a few supplements, and a glass of water. She says she doesn't feel hungry and finds cooking to be exhausting. Lately, Susan has been losing weight without explanation, feels noticeably weaker, and her memory has started to decline. According to experts, a loss of appetite or careless eating habits not only affect the body, but also signal declining brain function and a weakened immune system. Many older adults who don't get proper nutrition begin to lose muscle mass, are more prone to falls, infections, and overall frailty. But here's the good news. You can rebuild your relationship with food. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just focus on natural ingredients, bright-colored foods, rich in nutrients, and eat slowly, chewing thoroughly, savoring each bite as an act of self-love. And if you've noticed yourself skipping meals or eating in a more monotonous way, now is the time to pause and reflect, because how you eat today is how you prepare for your health tomorrow. How are you taking care of yourself through your meals? Share with our channel by commenting below. I will start loving my meals again from today, so you and others watching can take the next step together toward a healthier, more fulfilling older age. 6. The ability to manage stress, a quiet power that protects your heart and brain. No one reaches their 70s without carrying some kind of worry about health, children and grandchildren, finances, or simply loneliness. But the important thing isn't whether you have stress, it's how you face it. John, 76, living in Oregon, has a way of living that earns admiration. He used to be a firefighter, having witnessed both life and death, but he never allowed worry to paralyze him. I choose to take deep breaths, write in a journal, and call a close friend whenever things feel overwhelming, he shares. John remains healthy with stable blood pressure and a clear, calm mind. On the other hand, Richard, also 76, tends to keep everything inside. He doesn't complain, but often lies awake at night. Even small matters can leave him anxious for hours. Recently, he's been experiencing insomnia, high blood pressure, and a sense of exhaustion that he can't explain. Science has proven that prolonged stress causes internal inflammation, directly affecting the heart, memory, and longevity. When you can't manage stress, your body continuously releases cortisol, like a slow-burning smoke that gradually saps your inner vitality. But you can choose differently. One deep breath, a walk under the sun, a gentle piece of music, or simply confiding in someone. These are all medicines for your heart and brain. The key is to take that first step. If you're going through stressful days, please don't stay silent. Leave a comment sharing what worries you most, because when we dare to name our sadness, it loses its power to overwhelm us. You don't have to be strong on your own. Let Senior Life 365 be the place you lean on, recover, and move forward with strength from within. 7. Level of social connection. The invisible thread that extends life. Imagine two women, both 78 years old, Eleanor and Barbara. Eleanor lives in a small town in Vermont. She makes weekly phone calls to friends, attends a local book club at the library, and always has someone over for tea every Saturday afternoon. Eleanor doesn't have a large circle of loved ones, but she has never felt lonely. Barbara, also 78, was once a school teacher surrounded by dozens of students and many friends. But ever since retiring and losing her husband, she has slowly withdrawn. The calls became infrequent, invitations were declined. Her days became filled with the sound of the TV and quiet meals. She didn't realize that silence was slowly wearing down her health. Major studies show that people over 70 who maintain quality social relationships, whether with family, friends, or their community, have up to a 45% lower risk of early death compared to those who live in isolation. Relationships don't just warm the heart. They stimulate the brain, reduce inflammation, regulate hormones, and boost the immune system. If you feel yourself closing off, start again with something small. A text to an old friend, a cup of coffee with a neighbor, join a class, attend a seniors meetup, or simply leave a comment below this video, because who knows, you might just find someone who understands. You don't need many relationships, just a few people who are willing to listen, to share, and to make you smile. That's enough. Dear friend, if you're still reading this far, it means you're still deeply invested in your own life, in the most beautiful way. Maybe you've overlooked a few small signs. Maybe you've told yourself, well, I'm old now. But the truth is, it's never too late to start caring for yourself again, because you are still here, still breathing, still waking up to mornings where you can choose to live each day with meaning. Turning 70 is not the end, it's just a curve in the road where you can begin to live more slowly, more deeply, and more kindly toward yourself. You don't have to be perfect, just one small step each day, a balance exercise, a nourishing meal, a phone call to a loved one, a quiet moment to listen to your own heart, is already a gift to your body and soul. Let Senior Life 365 walk beside you, not just with advice, but with presence. We're here every week, with real stories, warm messages, and a belief that aging can be the most beautiful chapter if we choose to love it. If this video touched something inside you, don't leave in silence. Leave a comment. Share one thing you'll start doing differently today. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because that's how healing content like this can reach more silent seniors out there. We believe you have never been left behind, and from this very moment, you are no longer alone. We'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue this journey of living slowly, living deeply, and living well.